Hello, young minds and curious hearts. Welcome back to the series of Srimad Bhagavat Puran Simplified for Tiny Tots. So, this is going to be the episode 2 of the series. And in episode 1, we met Narad Muni, who instigated Parvati Ma about the skulls garland which was worn by Lord Shiva, and through which we got to know about Amar Katha, which was narrated by our Lord Shiva to Parvati Ma, and how the tiny little baby parrot heard the whole of Amar Katha. If you have not visited episode 1, please do go visit that episode first before listening to this session. So, today I brought you three curious and entertaining stories. The first one, we are going to talk about the four Kumaras of Lord Brahma, and then we are going to meet Bhakti and her two sons. And later, in the end of the session, we are going to understand about Bhagavat Saptah and also some rules for the speaker as well as the listeners during the Bhagavat Saptah. So why wait when we can actually start our encouraging and entertaining stories, right? So today we are going to meet Narad Muni. As in the later episode, we have heard that Narad Muni is like the postman, right? No, he's not the postman, but he is one of the greatest sage of the universe. He is the celestial being with a lot of powers, and he has been guru for prominent personalities. Why I call him postman is because he visits different kinds of places every time, all the time. One day he visits Bhaikunt, then he goes to Yamlok, he can go to Indralok, he can, if he wishes to, he can visit like Manushya Lok also. He can come to our planet Earth. So just like that, one day our Narad Muni decided that he wanted to come to Manushya Lok. He got bored, so he wanted to visit our lok and understand what are the trending things that are happening, like the our Instagram reels, the pollution, about the different kinds of things happening in the Manushya Lok. So he decided to visit our Manushya Lok. He came, he went through different kinds of places also. He went to holy places, he went to mountain ranges, he went to visit beaches, he saw different kinds of peoples, he saw different kinds of clothes, dialects, our hairstyles, our new shoes, everything. And by the end of the day, he went to Badruka Ashram. Badruka Ashram is currently in Rishikesh. And there he met four Kumars who are the sons of Lord Brahma. And when the doubt arises on how they were born through the mind of Brahma. They are the intellectual sons of Lord Brahma. They were created from his mind. That is the reason they are having highest state of spirituality in the universe. They are our senior most in the universe. They are our seniors as humans too. And when they saw Narada Muni arriving into the ashram, they saw his face and asked him, "O sage, why are you looking sorrowful? Why is your face dull and gloomy? What is that thing that is troubling you? May we know what happened?" Then Narada Muni gave a sigh and replied, "O Kumaras, what should I tell you? I am not troubled because of me, but I am troubled knowing about the misery of humans. I am troubled and sorrowful about the lives they are leading to. One day it will lead to destruction, I am telling you. I traveled and traveled the whole planet of Earth, and I found people not following the path of Dharma. They are sinning and doing unholy things which is leading them to the path of adharma. I am telling you, I went to temples. When people are worshipping gods, I can see a little of devotion, but there is nothing in the hearts of the humans which is consisting of the pious devotion or love for the god. All I can see is selfishness and profound temper and ego. You know what happened in the morning? I visited Vrindavan. I heard that Vrindavan is the place of love, divine, and devotion. There I found a beautiful lady and I saw two old men sitting beside her. I felt curious and I went to her and asked her whereabouts. Oh, miss, may I know who you are and who these old men are sitting beside you? Then the lady replied, Oh, sage, I am Bhakti. I am Bhakti Devi. I am the so called devotion. And these two old men are my sons. One is Gyan and the other is Vairagya. Gyan means knowledge and Vairagya means detachment. Gyan is the knowledge. When you listen about something, you acquire some knowledge, some information about it. This is called Gyan. And when you let go of something, when you sacrifice something, it is called as detachment. So, Gyan and Vairagya are sons of Bhakti. She further narrates her story to Narada Muni, saying that she was born in the Dravid Desh of South India. Firstly, she spent her childhood in Karnataka. Then she moved to Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, she spent whole of her youth. And when she visited Gujarat, she grew old. She became tired. So she visited Vrindavan. As we know, Vrindavan is a magical place. It is filled with love and devotion. What happened is she was old, right? But she got rejuvenated. She found her youth there and she became young again. But her sons, they grew old with her, but they could never rejuvenate. So she was sorrowful and unhappy that her sons are growing old. And hearing her story, Narad Muni decided to help her. So he sat into meditation. He started his sadhana. He told Bhakti Devi that no one should disturb him while he is doing his meditation to help them. So when he was in the sadhana, he got an Akashvani. Akashvani is some messenger from the sky who is going to give hints or give help, provide help to the someone who is doing sadhana. So when he heard from the Akashvani says him to do satkarma. Here Satkarma means good deeds. So he tells him to do some good deed in order to rejuvenate Gyan and Vairagya, the two sons of Bhakti Devi, right? So what he was thinking for a while about the good deeds. What can I do so that I can rejuvenate their souls? Then he thought about reciting Vedas. He started reciting the Vedas and everything in the Vedas. And again, Gyan and Vairagya became young. Once they became young, Narada Muni decided to stop it because he has recited the Vedas, Gyan and Vairagya became young, so now he can stop the Vedas, right? But once he stopped the Vedas, Gyan and Vairagya again became old. Then he started reciting the Vedas again. Again, Gyan and Vairagya became young. Once he stopped, they became old again. So, just like that, Narada Muni repeated this for some time, but still there was no change. Once he was reciting, they were becoming young. Once he stopped reciting, they were growing old. See how magical our lives are, right? So, what happened is Narada Muni got confused and he couldn't help them. So he was very sorrowful. He was disappointed that he couldn't help the two sons of the Bhakti Devi. So, feeling sorrowful, he entered the Badruka ashram where the four Kumars were present. Then he asked for their help. Then the four Kumars suggested him to actually do something which would help him to actually rejuvenate the sons. The four Kumars said, "O sage, you have to actually give a Bhagavat Saptah. Narrate the Bhagavat Saptah to the members in order to rejuvenate the souls of Gyan and Vairagya." But Narad Muni says, "How can I do this? I am a sage. I am like a monk. I don't have bungalows, I don't have money, I'm just wearing some orange clothes with my musical instrument on my hands, and I visit from one place to another. How can you say that I can organize a Bhagavat Saptah when I cannot provide to my listeners?" Then one of the Kumars says, "Dear sage, I can understand. In There is a place in between Rishikesh and Haridwar where there is a huge tree on the banks of river Ganga. You can actually settle there, organize your Bhagvat Saptah there. In order to provisions, there is water in the banks of Ganga which will actually help people when they are thirsty, they will drink that water. There are a lot of trees filled with fruits, nuts, berries. They will quench their hunger. They'll never starve of hunger while eating the fruits and berries. All you have to do is organize your place where you have to sit and narrate the Bhagavad Saptah to the listeners. And no need to be tensed. Sage, the eldest of all the Kumars, the Sanat Kumar, will help you and play the role of Vyas. There is water now, there is tree for shade, and every arrangement is made. Just like that, they went to the tree which is in between Haridwar and Rishikesh. They sat there. And there Narada Muni has kept three asanas for Bhakti Devi, for her two sons, Gyan and Vairagya also. They three visited him for the Bhagavat Saptah. So now let us understand about Bhagavat Saptah. Bhagavat Saptah is a week-long recitation of Srimad Bhagavat Puran. It takes 7 days to recite the Bhagavat Puran entirely without break. So, this way, people will understand the essence of life, understand the magic of life, and also understand their superpowers which they can actually implement in their day-to-day lives. So this is what Bhagavad Saptah is. But nowadays Bhagavad Saptah is nearly practically impossible because we are all busy, right? We have school to go, we have office to go, we have our homeworks, we have our Zoom meetings, we have to scroll through our reels, so we are very busy and made it practically impossible to actually have a Bhagavat Saptah. But in older days, Bhagavat Saptah is a happening thing where the speaker and the listeners come together and enjoy the essence of life by understanding Maha Bhagavat Puran, right? So Narada Muni started narrating the Bhagavat Puran to the listeners. Also, Bhakti Devi, Gyan, and Vairag were invited. They were also immersed into the narratings, into the depths of life. 7 days flew in the blink of eye. It felt like 7 minutes for them. By the end of the seventh day, people understood the essence of Lord Krishna, the divine feeling of bhakti, the devotion, and their hearts were filled with love for Krishna. Our little Krishna is very powerful, magical, and on top of it, he's very cute that people have filled their hearts with love of Krishna. So they were in peak of their emotion. They were filled with devotion that they couldn't stop themselves from dancing with joy. all the listeners of Bhagavat Puran started dancing on the name of Lord Krishna, in the name of Bhagavat Puran, in the name of love and devotion. While everyone were dancing Gyan and Vairagya, they got so contented that they started dancing with the other listeners too. Once they were immersed in the wave of bhakti, devotion, Lord Krishna, they regenerated their souls and became young. So, this is the magic of Srimad Bhagavat Puran, which helped Gyan and Vairagya to become young again. So, here is a question. When Gyan and Vairagya could become young, here young means young minds. To actually be able to understand life in the aspect of young minds, to be cheerful, to be happy, to be excited. It is the beauty of life. So there was a question. Can this Srimad Bhagavat Puran help the sinful of the sinful people? Like the villains, like the bad people who have committed a lot of bad things. Can it also help them to change themselves? Yes. Our book is very magical that it will really help all the people who are going to read, listen, and understand it. So, this is the story of the four Kumars and Bhakti Devi and her sons. Also, we are going to visit the four Kumars in the next episodes and understand their superpowers. But now let's understand the niyamas of Bhagavat Saptah. Niyamas means rules. Just like our schools have rules about wearing a tie right, wearing the only same color sweater which is announced by the school, and the black shoes and stuff, just like the rules in your school, even Bhagavat Saptah has rules for the speaker as well as the listener. But nowadays, following rules, no, we are rule breakers, right? So, for the speaker, it is very hard nowadays because the speakers of Bhagavat Saptah must let go and sacrifice all the things which are now practically impossible. So, also for the listeners, uh, as they have very less time in their day to day lives, the only niyama, the only rule that we have now for Bhagavat Saptah is to come to the session early and listen completely. So, as I started my sessions, I am going to post my sessions every day at 9:30 p.m. mostly, and I will be coming back tomorrow with one another amazing story, and let's travel together. I hope you like this story, and I'm going to end my session now, sending you guys lot of devotion, knowledge, and detachment too. And let's meet tomorrow with some other amazing stories. Don't forget to comment, don't forget to share it with your friends if you liked it, don't forget to subscribe, also like. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to me. Bye bye, meet you tomorrow.